guys, welcome back to another episode of City Skylines. My name is Sports Monkey, and I am here today in Fox Valley. I'm playing the City Skylines Sunset Harbor DLC. This is Fox Valley, like I mentioned before, and we are back. Today, we are going to build the forest industry. I am going to show you how to build the City Skylines forest industry road layouts. I'm going to show you how to build the forest industry main building. I'm going to show you how to build the forest industry forests and sawmills and everything else in between. So I've already built this very large avenue, and it's going down over here. And let's get this started right now. And while you guys were gone, I did add this highway. I know it's not 6-lane, but guess what? I left room, a very big gap for that to be upgraded later on. But let's start out by building our forest industry. So for our first step for the City Skylines Industries forest industry tutorial, I am going to, we already have the main road. The first step is we have to build the districts. So if you go over to your zoning and districts, and again, you must have the City Skylines Industries DLC already on your console or your PC. So you're gonna go to zoning and districts and click A, and then you're gonna hit RB if you have an Xbox One, and go. You have to paint the district. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna expand that, and this little corner is, we might not need all this for forest industry, but we're gonna, for the time being, we're just gonna keep it forest industry. So we have that, so that is perfect. Now you're gonna have to hit RB again, and then you see the industrial specialization. You're gonna click A on the forest industry. As you can tell, forest industry is to the far left, so we're gonna click A on that. Now, the next thing we have to do, this is step 2, is we have to go to industries to the right. You see the little factory and it says industries. Press A. And then we're going to have to paint the industrial area. So again, we're going to have to paint this little area like this and fill it in. Make sure it's completely filled in. And so now we have the industrial area for the forest industry. Everything looks good there. So, what do you do when you first start building an industry in general? You need what's called the main building. So you need to put the main building, like pretty much this building won't really do much for you. It doesn't really, it's just, you just need it to start. So we're going to click A on the main building. The main building will enable you to use the forest industry and use it as its headquarters for service vehicles. So I guess it actually does do something. So I'm gonna actually hit pause because I'm gonna put it's gonna need power and water, and I'm not gonna do that just yet. So we have a main road. So I want to create almost like a square. Let's get this over here. I'm gonna kind of create like a grid so we can have traffic going all throughout our forest industry. So I'm gonna make, again, this is gonna look like a grid. Don't freak out, I know, but we're just trying to go for the most efficient way of creating the forest industry and not have crazy traffic. Alright, so that is basically, that's a pretty good rectangular square without really measuring it. I think it looks good. Anyways, so where all of our forest industry is, let's take, if you want to take a peek on why I chose this area, you're going to hold down the Y button. You're going to view info views, hold down that, and then go down to the bottom and see these little crystals. You can see that the green is the forest units that are available, and this is very rich in forest product or trees in general. So we can actually, we'll be able to cut down a lot of trees and create paper and other products. So there is a lot of the forest industry resource over here. So what I want to do is I actually kind of want to put the forest part, like the actual, hold on, I'll show you. So I actually want to build the actual plantations over here, and then kind of have all of our underworking, or all the factories and stuff like that down here. off the main path. So let's get that started. And now we're gonna create a maintenance building, which will be needed. So I'm gonna put this right here. I know that looks weird, but guess what? There is not really any forest industry where that we can actually put a plantation. So we're gonna put that right there. Now we're gonna build a road where we can actually get all. I'm gonna put a major avenue down here and go straight across. Now there is a reason behind this, so don't freak out. Okay, so as you can tell, I left a lot of space. So what we want to do is build these smaller roads and kind of have them come up like this. The reason behind that is because we don't want that main avenue to have a lot of the traffic that's going to be created. So watch. So see that? I know that looks weird, but now we're going to go over. We have... I did unlock everything already, so I can show you the full forest industry. So you're going to have large maples, and look at that. So you're going to put one right there and one right there. And then we're going to have one right there and one right there. So when I'm placing them down, you can see that the arrow is going down, or it's connecting to our small road. So all the forest trucks and trucks that come from this plantation will start out on this small road, and then it'll go into the avenue. And what we're trying to do is divert traffic. We don't want traffic on the main avenue because there's going to be a lot of trucks coming from there. So that is the main reason behind that. And I'm going to do that one more time. And again, this is all for traffic, City Skylines traffic management without mods. That is why I'm trying to show you guys why I'm doing it the way I am. And I'm just trying to show you the reason behind this is when you're playing on Xbox One City Skylines, that we don't have any mods. So I know that's pretty obvious because you might have played this game already and you understand that. But we don't have any traffic managing mods, so we need to divert traffic to different areas before, different ways, I should say. Not different areas, but different ways. And we got to be a little bit more creative. So this is a very organized way. Like, this is a good road layout for the City Skylines forest industry. So we have plenty of forest for right now, which we'll need more later on. But what we need are the factories that go along with it. So I actually do want to expand the forest industry. I would really like to expand it. All right, so what we're going to do is this. So since our forest resources are right in front of us, we're going to try to put the other buildings kind of around it. Kind of around the outskirts. So, for example, I know that the sawmills are not very big. And we're going to go over to the sawmills, get away from there. And we're going to add a couple of these. So these are 15,000 each. For the time being, I'm only going to add 2. So again, you could see the arrow pointing, and so we're connected to the small road. So this way, again, the major traffic that comes from the sawmills is going to go on this little road versus plugging. Basically, when a truck goes in and out of an avenue, it will literally stop and turn, and then the traffic that comes out of it will congest the major avenue. So we're trying to we rather have the major roads actually take on, or the small roads take on that traffic. So just giving you that heads up. So we have a couple sawmills. Now what else can we build? I know we have a lot of things we can build, but I'm just going one by one. The biomass. So a sawmill will create plain timber, which that makes sense. It's a sawmill. Now the biomass pelt will create, I believe it's paper products. So we're only going to put one for the time being. And let's just see. I'm pretty sure it's paper. Yep, and it creates paper. So biomass pelt creates paper, and the sawmill creates lumber. Hey, I mean, we are stating obvious things here. we're stating some obvious things here. So now I don't want to add. I do need to add. Oh, I do need to add a place where we can actually store some of our lumber. Nope, wait, we don't want that connected. For the time being, I want all of the forest industry to kind of stay by itself, if that makes sense. Kind of like be on its own, and I don't want any of the traffic to move over. So I just added what's a small log yard, which obviously that any additional logs, they can kind of store it up for our sawmills or any other type of factory that will actually use those logs. Then I also added a sawdust storage. It's more raw material storage basically for the logs. And then, you know what, I'm just going to add a couple more of these buildings and we will start the simulation again. So again, I'm going to just create an auxiliary road and just keep it over here. And we're just keeping we kept it alongside that other road, so we're keeping our road layouts very, very neat, which is perfect. So I have a couple more of these again. Now what the pulp mill is, it's another place where paper is created. It creates it at a much higher rate. So for example, you can see that. Oh, well, you can't see the tons per week. I'm sorry. Oh, you can see at the bottom right of the pulp mill that it creates 208 tons of paper. Now, you can see that our lovely sawmills only have 144. Oh, plain timber. Excuse me, wrong thing. I meant the biomass plant only has 144 tons. So you could clearly see that these pulp mills create a lot more, about 50 more tons of paper products. So that is just something to keep in mind. And then I do need to add a biomass. It is what is called a engineering wood plant. Again, it will create timber. Now it creates more timber. Hold on, let me go into this. This creates 208 tons of timber. Now, let's go over to our little sawmills. The sawmills only create 144. So that is just showing you how much of a difference those upgraded buildings create tons of product-wise. So while I have a couple more dollars left over, no, I'm going to leave that for the time being. I'm going to add all of our pipes, just in case. Obviously, I have not been running the simulation, so we have not been making money. So I don't want everything drained. I don't want all my money drained down to next to nothing. So just letting you know. Perfect. And everything is going really well with this forest industry. And as time goes on, you will have to build up to a 5-star forest industry. So you don't, unless you start your game and unlock everything right away, which you can do, which I did just for this tutorial purposes, you will have to gradually build up. And by build up, it's based on how many people are working and how much material you're actually creating. So that worked out really well. And we do have to connect our pipes. Now this is going to be a big addition to how we're making money here in the city. So we're going to, actually, is there a better way? Nope. This is the best way to connect, is just go up this road and go over here. Make sure everything has power and electricity. That is key. So remember I was explaining the power grids before? That right here, see the blue? That means we don't need to add a power line, that it's actually connected already to the power grid. So, but look at over here. It's not connected, so we do need to add a power line over here. And I put that right there. Now, can we stretch that? No. So this does need a power line across the street, unfortunately. So that does look a little ugly. But I'm going to start the simulation, and Now, all of our buildings, they want product, and pretty soon we're gonna be seeing trucks come out and start producing the forest. So plantation, so it's starting to produce, look at this. So it's already starting to produce 319 tons of raw forest product, which is great. If you really want to, also, you can change the kind of trees it is. You have a conifer, and then, which looks a little bit different. And then you have an alder, which that is a little bit different also. So, I mean, if you want to change the look of the trees, that is no problem at all. And you can, why doesn't that have power? That is weird. It should have power. Okay, well, I see the blue didn't do exactly what I thought it was going to do. So there's that. We have power, which is great. Now, we are losing a little bit of money because right now we should not have built. Technically, when you can see that I have a 1-star Hollywoods. Whoa, that is a great name. You could see that we're at a 1-star. I used all 5-star, all the factories and plantations and stuff like that. I already built all the 5-star things, so the game has to catch up to where I'm at, and I also need to start adding more residential. But guys, this is how you actually create the forest industry. So if you like this video, please remember to like, subscribe, and comment. That'd be fantastic. But this was a really good tutorial on how to show you all the 5-star buildings of the forest industry and what other things that you can do to actually make more money. Now, we're already making money again, which is great. And so we do, like I said, this forest industry will start making money soon enough. Everything is just catching up, and you can see our trucks are moving at a very good rate. So so that is not a problem. So I'm going to leave this for right now. And I appreciate you guys watching. Please make sure you like, subscribe, and comment. But I'm going to have a great rest of your day, guys. And I'll leave you here. And please stay safe. And if you're coronavirus or anything like that, if everything's winding down, I'm very happy for you guys.